Welcome back to the Porsche stand at the Frankfurt 2015 Motor Show. And here is the new 911. This is the second generation of the 991 generation. And the big news is obviously that for the first time in its 52-year history, the 911 Carrera has gone turbocharged. In front we've got a slightly new bumper treatment, then moving further back we've got flusher door handles. And then round the back here we've got a new grille with vertical slats, which is sort of helping to channel the air into the intercoolers. See now for this. We've also got these rather lovely sort of 3D effect rear lights, which we first saw on the Macan. As ever, obviously you can get the standard Carrera and the Carrera S, which we have here. We've got various cars around the place. We've got one in Miami blue, a convertible, which is rather cool. There's also some very cool graphite blue cars down there, which is just it's a gorgeous colour. Important as the styling is, though, it's all about the engine really with this car, so let's go at the back and just have a look and talk about some of the facts. So the new engine is a 3-litre flat 6 turbocharged. They're fixed vane turbochargers, unlike the variable vane technology that you've got in the turbo. This could get awfully confusing, but you know what I mean. The power is up by 20 brake horsepower in both the Carrera and the Carrera S compared to previous models, and torque is up 44 pounds-foot. That takes the power for the Carrera up to 365 brake horsepower and the power for the Carrera S up to 414 brake horsepower. It is that torque figure though that I think we'll sort of be focusing on much more, because in both cars you're now getting the maximum torque from 1700 to 5000 RPM, whereas in the old car the maximum torque didn't come in until 5600 RPM. So that's undoubtedly, I'm sure that has to change the character of the car and the way it drives. The engine, the base engine, is actually lighter, but because of course you've now got all the turbo gubbins on top, it actually weighs 40 kilos more than the old car. So weight distribution is now 1% further towards the rear. Obviously something in the 911 that sort of might make it more 911-ish, which we always complain about. So there we go. Obviously to compensate with that, they've uprated the spring and damper rates at the back of the car as well. We've also got a wider rear tyre, front and rear, on both cars. Essentially you've got the standard sort of almost sort of square or trapezoidal exhausts in the standard Carrera. Then as standard in the Carrera S, you've got the two pairs of exhausts pushed out right to the edge, and then as we've got with this car here, you've got the sports exhaust system, which has got the pipes close together in the middle. Performance, of course, you want to know performance. Well, 0-60 has gone down by 0.2, which is obviously sort of part of the reason for having turbochargers. So it's 4.2 seconds to 62 miles an hour with the Carrera, and it's 3.9 seconds, which is pretty extraordinary for a Carrera S, to 62 miles an hour. And yeah, top speed 191 miles an hour with the Carrera S as well. And of course all this with MPG being improved by 10%. So they're claiming just over 38 MPG and just over 36 MPG for the respective models, which is, I think that's pretty extraordinary. Those 0-62 mile an hour times, by the way, are of course for PDK and Sport Chrono. So those are the absolute optimum times. One other time, which of course we can't go away without mentioning, is a Nürburgring lap time. It's around 7 minutes 30. We had 7:34 to start with. They're now saying 7:30, but it's all obviously up in the air given the speed limits on the circuit at the moment. Whatever, that's still a time that is competitive with the 997 GT2, which is mind-blowing really. Anyway, there's some big changes inside, so let's go in there and have a look at that. So I know this is turning into a long video, but there are a few things to mention in here. The steering wheel, the standard, that's changed. This is actually the optional, slightly smaller 360mm wheel, which we've seen in things like GT3 RS, and which I have to say I really like, because with the greater response from the front end, I just think that the smaller steering wheel, it seems to work. Big thing to mention, we've also got manual in here still, so that's still available. It's been beefed up to cope with the extra torque. Also a couple of things, now you get this button inspired by what we saw on the 918. And yeah, you can change between the various settings, so Sport, Sport Plus, Individual and Normal. Also on the PDKs you get a little button in the middle, which is a sort of push to pass button, which doesn't increase boost pressure or anything like that. It just sort of it primes everything and primes the PDK, so if you're waiting for an overtake, it's all absolutely there and ready to go when you want it. The other big news in here is obviously PCM, which they've changed for this model, and it's very smart indeed. I've had a quick sort of play around with it here, and the functionality, particularly of some sat-nav, the mapping and things, the sort of the ability to pinch and sort of zoom and scroll around the map is really very good indeed. You've also got Apple CarPlay for the first time, and I know Hunter Skipworth, our sort of tech guru in the office, was now extremely impressed with this. So yeah, it should be a nice car to live with as well. So there we go. That's a bit of technology about the new 911. There's plenty more on the website. We went to a technology workshop, so all you could possibly want to know, log on to evo.co.uk or buy the magazine, because there's a massive in-depth feature with some really cool photos in it out this month as well. Just looking forward to driving it now, finding out what that extra torque is like. Has the extra weight made a difference? I don't know. We'll bring you the first review, I'm sure.